Hello beautiful people, I'm Nicole and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be covering answering common English questions. If you've ever felt nervous when answering simple English questions like how are you, what do you do, this video is for you. I'm going to be showing you some short answers, long answers, and some natural follow-up phrases and questions to use in a conversation. This will help you feel a little bit more confident and sound more fluent. Let's get started. First question we're going to have a look at is how are you? This is one of the most common questions in English, usually used in the beginning of a conversation. Some short answers for this question are I'm good thanks and I'm fine and you? Some long answers for this question are I'm doing really well today. Thanks for asking. And I'm a bit tired, but I'm okay. Some natural phrases to use to follow up after this question are how about you and you. Let me give you an example. How are you doing today? I'm fine, thanks. And you? I'm good, thanks. How's your day been? I'm feeling really tired, but I'm okay. How about you? I'm okay. Another common question is, what do you do? This question is asking you, what do you do for a living, like your job? And if you're not employed and you're currently studying, you can mention that you are studying. Short answers for this would be, I'm a, and then your position. Like, I'm a teacher. I'm an IT specialist. I'm an electrical engineer. And you can also say, I work in an office if you don't want to mention your position. If you are a student, you can respond by saying, I don't work, I am a student. And if you want to, add in what you are studying. For example, I'm unemployed, I'm a student, I'm studying biology. Long answers could be, I'm a teacher, I teach students online. Or I work in business administration, I handle documentation and communication. And the same for being a student. You could say, I am a student, I'm currently studying at this university, and I am majoring in advanced science. Some natural follow-up phrases that you can use are, how about you? And you. So after someone asks this and you respond by saying what you do or what you study, you can ask them, how about you? And you. Let's have a look at an example conversation. What do you do? I'm an online teacher. I teach students online and sometimes I do personal classes in person. Sounds interesting. How about you? I'm a business executive. My job is really difficult, but I studied so that I know what to do. A small tip for answering questions is adding a little bit of extra detail to sound more natural. So instead of just saying, I am a teacher, add in what you teach, where you teach. If you are a student, add in where you're studying and what you're currently studying. Let's have a look at another question. Where are you from? It's quite plain and simple. The person is asking where you were born and where you live. Short answers for this are, I live in South Africa. I'm from Brazil. Long answers for this could be, I live in South Africa, in a city called Johannesburg. Or, I'm from Brazil, but I currently live in Italy. Follow-up phrases for this are very similar. You could ask, how about you? Or, and where are you from? Let me give you an example conversation. Where are you from? I'm from South Africa. And how about you? I'm from Brazil, but I'm currently residing in Italy. Wow, sounds interesting. I haven't moved from South Africa, but I live in a city called Johannesburg. Another common question that is asked, especially when you're trying to get to know someone, is what do you do in your free time? This person is trying to learn about some of your hobbies and interests to see if you have things in common. Short answers for this could be I watch TV or I like reading. Some long answers could be in my free time, I like watching series and relaxing at home, or I like reading books and spending time with my friends. Some natural phrases to start your answer with are usually I, or most of the time I. Let me give you an example of a conversation. What do you do in your free time? I usually watch Netflix and sometimes go to the bar with my friends. And you? Me too. I love watching Netflix, but I'm more of a homebody and I don't really go out with my friends. From the example conversation I gave you, a lot of the time we will also make a remark about someone else's preferred activities. So if someone mentions they like to hang out with their friends, you could respond by saying, I don't usually, or I also like to hang out with my friends. It's a good way to show if you have common interests or similar activities. Another common question is, do you like your job? Short answers for this could be, yes, I do, and not really. Example of long answers could be, yes, I like my job because it's interesting, or it's okay, but sometimes it's stressful. Follow-up phrases, again, are very similar. You could ask, how about you, and do you like your job? Let me give you an example of a conversation. Do you like your job? I do, but it's sometimes repetitive. How about you? I love my job, but I want to try something new. Another question is, what are you doing these days? This question is asking, what have you been doing in the recent past? This could be either the last few days, weeks, or months up until now. So it will not be something that you have stopped, but something you started in the past and are still doing now, but in the recent past. Short answers for this could be I'm working, I'm studying, but you could also add in new hobbies like I've started reading or I started a new series. Some example long answers could be these days I'm working and studying in the evenings, and long answers could be these days I'm working and studying in the evenings, and right now I'm focusing on improving my English. Follow-up phrases could be and you, or what have you been up to? Let me give you an example conversation. What are you doing these days? I've been focusing on improving my English. How about you? Sounds interesting. I've been watching a lot of TV, but also studying in the evenings in my free time. Now let's have a look at follow-up questions. We've covered some of the most basic common questions that are asked, but I want to look a little bit more into follow-up questions. These are important because they show that you have interest in the conversation and to keep the conversation flowing so that it doesn't feel like only one person is asking and one person is answering. Some simple follow-up questions are, and you, how about you, and what about you? Some longer follow-up questions, but still simple. Can you tell me more about that? What do you like about that? And why don't you like that? And a little bit more personal, but still for natural conversations, you could use, tell me more about yourself? What do you usually do on weekends? What's your favorite thing to do when you go out? And what's your favorite dining out dinner? If you ever feel like you are answering more questions than asking, try some of these follow-up questions to make the conversation feel a little bit more balanced. Now it's your turn. I'm going to ask some questions and I'm encouraging you to put the answers in the comment section. If you want me to look at the grammar and the structure of your answers, please let me know in the comments, otherwise I will not assist with any corrections. Question 1. How are you? Question 2. What do you do? Question 3. What do you do in your free time? And question 4. What is your favorite activity to do after work? Try to answer these questions with full sentences, and if you'd like to practice, you can also use the follow-up questions in your answers. Remember, we've gone through the questions and we've gone through the follow-up questions, but sometimes you're not always the one being asked. For example, if someone asks you, "How are you doing?" and you respond and ask them as well how they are doing, and the conversation ends there, you can try some of the questions. Ask them, what do you like to do in your free time? What do you do? So I'm encouraging both answering with follow-up questions and also sometimes being the person who asks the question. Great job today! You're already improving your English just by watching this video. Remember, practice is key. Try practicing this by saying them out loud, and when in conversations with people, ask the follow-up questions. Make the conversation flow naturally and show interest. Be cool, not a fool. Subscribe for more English tips and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. And if you'd like one-on-one classes with me, please scan the QR code on the screen, or you can click the link down in the description, and I'll see you next time.